That worked well.
It's lit.
Well, mess number one. Not too bad.
Oh yeah.
What's going on YouTube? It's Matt here and we're back with part 2 of the rabbit project. I want to catch you guys up on a few things that I did off camera after the end of the last video. And that was just remove the 2 lower pulleys, the crankshaft pulley and the water pump pulley, which I have over here in my parts box. And I removed the timing cover, the serpentine belt, and there was a few other little odds and ends that I did. But now we're gonna go pretty hard at this. It's Saturday afternoon and I'm trying to have the head off tonight. So, which, like I said before, it's not really a huge deal. But we're gonna start. I already drained the oil, which I didn't need to do, but because I'm doing an oil change on it, I figured I would do that a while. But we gotta drain the coolant now because we gotta remove the hoses connected to the head. And then I'm gonna take off the valve cover, the exhaust manifold and the carburetor and all that, get that stuff out of the way. Then I can pop the timing belt off. So we're gonna go dive at this and see where we get. It's lit. On it. Look like 15s. We'll find out. Let's see if I can get a ratchet in there. They're smaller than 15s. What size is this? A strip 12? Knock her loose.
Oh yeah.
Yep, nope, no cam cover. Well, that should certainly help with the blow by. Don't want to get that smudged up.
What does it say?
Valve cover. So for some of the more important stuff, and just to keep everything in track, I'm putting all the similar things together. This is a bag for the valve cover stuff, and then I'm just putting those in the brown box over here, so that way I don't get confused. Took the valve cover off, and I'm actually very impressed with how good the cam looks. I mean, the GoPro's not gonna do it justice or anything, but it actually looks really clean underneath the valve cover. And I suspect this thing actually may have had a rebuild, just because of the fact that it had that different intake manifold, and just looking at the gaskets and stuff from what's sticking out before even taking it apart, I thought that it might have had a rebuild, but I wasn't sure based on the blow-by. Now, I was doing some research last night, and I guess when you do the G60 intake manifold, or a G60 valve cover swap, which is what that is with the valve cover that was on here, is a G60 from G60 Corrado. I was reading that when you do those, you need to put on a cam guard, which is just like a little black shield that sits over top of here before you put on the valve cover, and that helps with the oil splash ending up in the PCV system. So I'm gonna order one of those. It's like a $10 part, and hopefully that'll fix my blow-by issues. And now that I have the valve cover off and I found out that information, I'm actually kind of questioning why I'm even going to take the head off to do the other stuff. But now that I'm this far, it's kind of a good project anyway, and good experience for me, because all the times that I've ever taken apart any engines, they've never had to go back together and run right. So it was kind of just like take them apart, put them back together to see how everything works. But this will have to actually run when I put it together. The problem I'm running into now is with the exhaust manifold and intake manifold bolts. The intake manifolds are 6mm Allen keys, and I don't think they're going to be an issue. But the exhaust manifold, some of these, I can already tell they're acting like they want to strip out or are already stripped out. They're real rusty and stuff, which is a common thing with any exhaust bolts that you're going to come across, and a lot of times they'll strip out and you'll have to do something else to get them off. So crossing my fingers that everything goes smoothly and I'm able to get those off. But that's honestly really the last thing that's holding this from the head from coming off, other than the head bolts themselves. And those are some triple square Volkswagen specialistico tool, so I'm gonna have to pick up the triple square because I don't think I have one. I have some for like axles and stuff, but these head bolts are a lot bigger than those, so we'll see. I might have to make a run to parts shop, like Advanced or something, and pick up that tool, and then that might limit us to taking the head off today. I might have to wait till tomorrow, but we'll just see how it goes. So I'm having second thoughts about pulling this head now, and really the reason why I was pulling the head in the first place was because I wanted to fix the blow-by issue that this car had, because I wanted to be able to take it to car shows and stuff this year without having to worry about dumping oil into it. And after I found out about that cam cover, I really started thinking about if it was even worth pulling the head. And then now that after the compression numbers, pulling the valve cover, and just seeing how clean the cam and everything is, I honestly think this car was rebuilt, maybe not like very recently, but at some point I think it was rebuilt. I don't think it's like factory. So with all the work that it's going to be to take the head off, right now I have a running and driving car. If I take the head off and something goes wrong when I take it apart and do the valve seals or something, and I put it back together wrong, I could end up with a trashed head and then a non-running car that's just going to be sitting at my house with doing nothing until I'm able to take it apart again and actually fix it. So what I might do is order that cam cover and a valve cover seal and return the top end seal kit that I ordered, and just do the valve cover and the valve cover gasket, that cam cover, the timing belt, do the oil change, finish putting it together. Because there's some other things that need addressed on this car. The radiator fan doesn't work. I have speakers just laying on the floor that need mounted. There's a bunch of little things here and there that need done. The whole engine bay itself could get cleaned. So things like that I could put the time towards rather than just pulling the head when I may not even need to. This car doesn't lose coolant, like it doesn't have any head gasket symptoms, it doesn't even have any valve seal symptoms, it doesn't smoke at all. Literally the only thing is it has like a ton of blow-by, but it's unexplained blow-by, other than now that I found out about that cam cover, I'm thinking that's the reason why I did it. So I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do yet. I still may end up pulling the head, but for right now I'm going to back off before I take anything else off. I might work on things like the timing belt that I know I'm definitely doing, but for now I'm going to hold off on taking anything else off that involves removing the head, such as the manifolds and stuff. So we're at a little bit of a break here till I decide what exactly I want to do, but I'll get back to you guys and see what we do.
Yep.
Oh, the cop too up.
Yeah, let's go!